there's an article on Politico, and this one was written by David Siders, and it's entitled "Bernie and His Army Are Losing 2018." So in the article, David Siders, he points to the earlier losses of candidates that were backed by Bernie Sanders. And then he starts talking about on Tuesday what happened with Brent Welder and Abdul El Sayed in Michigan as evidence that Bernie Sanders' efforts are losing everywhere. The losses suggest organizational weaknesses that could hamper Sanders if he runs for president again in 2020, even as the diaspora of Sanders-aligned candidates continues to test his appeal in the midterm elections. El Sayed lost to former state senator Gretchen Whitmer, the favorite of the Democratic establishment. So right there, the last statement that he makes is really all you need to know, just like Mike was saying. Whitmer was the favorite of the Democratic establishment. So being the favorite of the Democratic establishment comes with cachet. It comes with money too. Yeah. It comes with that formal support, ad buys. You're able to your reach is much more vast than a grassroots candidate, a progressive candidate, because money talks. Yeah, money reaches very far.
Mm-hmm. You have better visibility.
Yeah,
and for the most part, most voters are kind of very lackadaisical when it comes to who they support. They tend to support the person that they see the most.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're not going to see enough of those candidates that do not take corporate money and do not have super PACs and are not backed by the establishment party. So of course they're starting the race out probably behind a few hundred meters.
It doesn't stop with just David Siders' article. Bill Scher writes an article entitled "Down Goes Socialism." So Scher begins talking about the loss of El Sayed in Michigan, and then he writes, in two other House primaries in Michigan, candidates backed by the party's official campaign arm, the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, coasted against supporters of Sanders' signature Medicare for All proposal. Now, I mean, okay, so if we really want to talk about this realistically, is it that the idea of Medicare for All is losing? Or is it that money is winning? Is it that the Democratic establishment is winning because they have the far reach that is brought, well, that comes with all the money that they can accumulate and push into these campaigns?
So what you're saying is there is really no valid association to be made between the losses and like agreeing with a major provision in the platform of these progressives. You can't. You cannot make that leap.
It's not like like you said. You can't make the leap that so since this underfunded candidate lost, then that means that single payer candidates don't want that. I mean, people don't want that. The populace don't want that. Voters don't want that at all.
But I mean, we already know what the voters want according to the polls, issue by issue, right? So you cannot make that association. You cannot make that correlation.
They try.
You cannot make that correlation because people have already been polled on each particular issue.
Again, man, I just want, I mean, of course, I don't wonder. I know what their objective is. They're here to throw shade at progressivism. They're here to throw shade at Bernie Sanders and Ocasio-Cortez. What do you expect the results to be? Bernie Sanders is one man. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is one woman.
A new face.
And she hasn't even been elected yet. How much power do you realistically expect from two people? Now, we all hope that, they can generate a lot of buzz, a lot of activity, just a lot of support by just coming into these areas and supporting these candidates and just talking what's real to the people. We all want that to happen, but should we expect that all of these candidates that they do endorse and that they do support and that they actually travel to their states and their districts to actually stand on the stage next to them? Do we realistically expect that like even half of these candidates will ultimately win? I think that's setting the bar way too high.
Especially since they're underdogs. I'm like, it's kind of crazy how you are expecting all these underdogs to somehow like make up so much ground. You're expecting them to amass such a following in such a short period of time. It's almost like they're purposely setting the bar too high.
Yeah. And then when they don't eclipse the bar, oh, you failed. you failed. See, your ideas don't win.